this week, PRC comes to town. You're going to get a victory, and I don't want to disparage any of your opponents, but if you're going to get a victory, you better get one this week. PRC is a team that can be had. So.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, you know, Jody, we don't overlook anybody. You know, this just, you know, they're the next, you know, guys on our schedule. I mean, we're working to beat these guys just like we worked, you know, last week to beat Wayne County.
Sure.
And there are no off weeks in our schedule. Like I told the guys, from here on out, I mean, if you didn't really believe it last week, from here on out, I mean, it's going to be physically demanding. I mean, you know, we're talking from wideouts to quarterbacks to running backs to DBs. I mean, we have got to get mentally and physically tougher from here to the end of our football season.
Let's talk about your Farm Bureau players of the game. Clint Hatton, once again, your offensive player of the game. He throws for 203 yards. And he'd been averaging 368 yards a game, 200 and some passing, 100, you know, close to 100 in rushing. Your entire team was held to, I think, 57 yards total rushing on Friday night. So Clint, 203 yards. He had a difficult time. There were some guys, he took some shots.
Yeah, they were giving us some different looks over there. I mean, we had practiced some of the looks, but they were giving us some different looks. We never established a line of scrimmage. You know, that's what hurt us in the run game. And you know, when you don't establish a run, you know, you want to try to offset. You know, if you got some passing going on, maybe you can attack them, you know, with a run here and there and vice versa. You get the run going, hopefully you can slip in, you know, some passes on them. But, I mean, we never could get anything established in the run game. So, basically forced to pass, you know, and you know, heck, they were blitzing and got to us pretty. Yeah, I don't think Clint sat in the pocket much.
He didn't even have an opportunity to look downfield and make any decisions. He was running from the time he took the snap.
And you know, that makes it tough on him. You know, when you're following progressions on certain routes and that kind of thing, and he's always under you know, stress or pressure or whatever you want to call it there. I mean, it makes it tough on him to make plays, you know, because, I mean, those guys are just as fast and they're getting after it as well.
Boy, they were fast, weren't they?
Well, I just noticed that their defensive line and was just as fast as Clint was.
Right.
And so it didn't give him a lot of time.
I
still haven't figured out, is Clint a better thrower on the run or when he sets up? I haven't figured it out yet because we see him scramble all the time, complete passes, but he just was not able to this past week.
And you know, we talked a lot upstairs calling the game. That there, as the game wore on, you went more and more to no running back sets where they're just daring to go ahead and throw it, you know, and we're going to stay back here and let you try. Defensive player of the game, Jataris Willis. He gets an interception, he recovers a fumble, 4 tackles, a couple pass breakups. Jataris had a big game for you.
Jataris has actually been playing pretty solid for us all year long. I mean, the guy, you come out to practice, I mean, he works hard every day in practice. I mean, a good kid, and I mean, you know, he's just a solid performer for us, you know, the past 4 weeks. But like I said, the other night, he should have actually had another pick, but you know, he had the 1 pick and 2 pass breakups, and you know, had a real good game for us.
Was that the one? I'm sorry, Coach, when he one came off his hands and there was nothing but green between him.
No,
that was actually Justin. Okay.
Yes.
Coach, it sounded like a broken record up in the, what would you call it, the outside press box. The whole second half and even some of the first half, it seemed like they were running the same play over and over, that dive up the middle or whatever you got in football terms. How tempting is it to bring 9 or 10 guys up to the box if you know that's what they're going to do?
Well, I mean, that's what I see is we sit, you know, during the week we're watching film. I think we had 4 films on them, and you know, they had shown a little bit of that. They had not shown, you know, a lot of that, you know, and you know, it's just a matter of you know, not executing right there. You know, we were supposed to have our ends squeezing down. Sometimes they got there, sometimes they didn't. Sometimes our backer was there, sometimes our backer was not there, you know. So,
well, going back to George County game, they ran it, and it seems like when you bring everybody up, they hit that line.
And that's the thing you got to be careful of. You know, they just sit there and lower your sleep, and then, you know. So I mean, you just got to, you know, do what you know worked on all week and focus on that, and just hopefully we can go out and execute the game plan.
But you know, one thing about it, them running that ball up the gut, and they knew they could. you were having a difficult time stopping them. You just couldn't.
Well, I mean, and that's, basically, you look at the stats. I mean, that's, one thing that we've had trouble doing, is stopping the run right now. And we're still, we're better, across the line. But we still, looking for some depth there and still, just looking for that right mixture to keep some of those guys off of our linebackers so they can make plays. And obviously we want those guys to make plays as well.
And I'm not too smart, Coach, but is it a matter of Ramsey getting double teamed?
Oh, absolutely. He's getting doubled, and maybe tripled, but, he, like I said, he just, we need some of our other guys to step up and get physically tougher,
Well, another thing, too, was it's not like a Picayune where they're going to send Jamal Hall at you, 35 times. They had 3 guys. They had every time they handed the ball off, they could give it to a guy with fresh legs. Well, nobody got 100 yards.
Well, that's what I say is this week, even, on both sides of the ball, we just got to get physically and mentally tougher. I mean, PRC coming into town and they're a smash mouth wing tee football. We're in for a physical football game this week, and like I said, you look down the schedule. I don't like doing that, but I mean from here on out, if we're going to extend our football season, we're going to have to get physically and mentally tougher because it's going to be.
Wasn't PRC up on Forest Hill 14-0?
Yeah.
And Forest Hill had to claw and fight.
Actually, Forest Hill, it was 14 to 12, I think it was 14 to 12 right there in the fourth quarter, and Forest Hill catches a long pass at the inside the 20, I believe it was. The guy's falling down on his back and catches the ball. Anyway, they go on and score and go for the 2-point conversion, win 20-14.
Wow. One of those plays that
PRC,
changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah. And like I said, PRC, had the game won, just didn't seal the deal.
Like you said, you look down the road and it gets difficult and difficulter if you have more and more difficult. Yeah. You've already played number 9 in the Clarion Ledger's Super 10. You still got number 6 and number 4 upcoming. I mean, once again, a region, it's incredible. A district that has that much talent in the district.
Like Coach Oak said, the SEC.
Mississippi high school football, absolutely.
Coach Boyles and I, it's funny, Coach Boyles and I were talking before the game, and, of course, I'm trying to figure out, hey, how are you guys, doing it? We got to talking about the 4 feeder schools and this, that, and the other, but, he got to talking about, hey, we're, top to bottom, this is the toughest district in the state of Mississippi, so.
All right, one more. Farm Bureau Special Teams Player of the Week is Sam Fountain. He kicks 2 PATs. You're getting consistency from Sam.
Absolutely. We're putting the ball in the end zone, and Sam's kicking them right through. So the thing about that kicking, you got to have a good snap and you got to have a good hold, and then third we need a good kick, and fortunately we've been getting that done the last 5 weeks, excuse me.
Joey White still coming out and working with Sam on a consistent. Yeah. They were friends on the soccer team last year, so the good relationship there. You moved to 7 o'clock this first game in October.
October starts 7 o'clock. It's getting a little bit cooler out. Also, they'll take the heat timeouts from you. Usually about the 5 or 6 minute mark in our football games. They don't want to break your momentum. If you're driving in inside the 20, they usually don't stop it. But starting October 1, it's getting a little cooler out. They take the heat timeouts from us and start the games a little earlier.
All right, Tomcat fans, Friday night, A.L. May Memorial Stadium, Pearl River Central, Blue Devils come to town. Game time is 7 o'clock. Get out and support your Tomcats. We'll be back Saturday morning with a highlight show, and we'll be back next Thursday with another Coaches show. Coaches, thank you very much.
Hudson Farm Supply at 336 Hall Street in Wiggins is your home for all things farm related. With feed, seed, fertilizer, farm clothing, horse tack, and pet supplies, including wormers and vaccinations, Hudson Farm Supply can meet your needs with a friendly, knowledgeable staff dedicated to the highest levels of customer service. If you have a farm supply related question and the staff at Hudson Farm Supply do not have the answer, they won't rest until they get it. Proud supporters of Tomcat Athletics, Matt Hudson and Joel Miles invite you to stop by Hudson Farm Supply, sit a spell, and rehash this week's game.
One lamb billet, one scratch, and 2 corn.
Thank you very much.
Come shop with us at Hudson Farm Supply.